So do we have any special requests this morning? Anybody have any body parts that need attention? Hips? So we had a request for feet, we had a request for hips. Anybody else? Low back? All right. No problem. So let's come down onto the back to start. Take the feet to the width of your mat. Let them relax and fall out to the side. Gently lift the upper back, tucking the shoulder blades underneath you so your palms face the sky. And just start to settle gently in. Just let your body become heavy. Let your body relax. And as you start to breathe in and out through your nose, just let your lips remain closed and try to maintain a relaxed jaw. And start to work into that 3-part full yogic breath. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly, the expansion and contraction happening through the ribcage area, and the subtle lift and lowering that happens right up at the collarbones. And with every breath that you take, feel your body relaxing a little bit further. Let go of the day that's already passed by. Let go of the week that's in your past. Try to be present, be in the moment. And as you start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, just bringing a little bit of movement back into the body. And then start to move the wrists and the ankles, turning your head slowly side to side. As your head rolls back to center, slide your legs together. Stretch your arms back and over your head. Take a long, deep breath in and relax the arms down. Draw your knees into your chest. Hug them in with your hands and just start to rock from side to side. Rolling from hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, ear to ear. Good. Roll back to center. Transfer your hands to the backs of your thighs now. Pop your hips up off the mat and start to roll up and down the length of your spine. Good. Take it back one more time. Come forward to seated. And let's come on to the hands and the knees. So take those fingers, open them up really wide. Take your wrist creases and make them parallel with the top of your mat. Slide the knees back so they're just underneath those frontal hip bones or those back sitting bones, and press heavily into the tops of the feet. Now inhale, the tailbone and the chin begin to lift as you look up. Push the chest through the upper arms and draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Take another inhale, stretch it back a little further. As you exhale, start to tuck the tail, tuck the chin, rounding out your back. Push the earth away through those hands. Breathe. Good. On your next inhale, lift the chin and the tail up. Look up, open the throat. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, round the back. And continue moving through a few rounds of cow and cat. Wake up your spine. Try to close your eyes if you find yourself distracted by things happening around. Try to go inwards. Good. Let's one more time. Inhale into cow. One last time. Exhale into cat. And then come back to that table pose. Let your big toes touch and sit back to your heels. Relax the chest and the head down. Relax the arms down, either out in front of you or sweep them back alongside you. And just breathe. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Let those hips just swing gently side to side. Just moving them back and forth. Good. Let your hips come back through center and start to extend those arms forward again. Crawl those fingers as far forward as they possibly can go and start to grip with your hands. Pull yourself up through table. Tuck your toes under. Press back to your downward facing dog. So let your hips rise up towards the sky. Push your chest gently back and start to walk those heels up and down a few times. Noticing if one leg feels tighter than the other, perhaps. Holding that side a little longer if necessary. Press each heel down one last time and then press both heels at the same time. Walk your hands to your feet. Let all the weight settle back into those feet, into those legs. Make sure your feet look parallel to each other and just hang in a ragdoll forward bend. So walk your hands all the way back. So walk your hands to your feet. Maybe even grab a hold of your elbows with the opposite hand. So make sure you're bending your knees, letting weight come into your toes. Giving the head a little shake as though saying no. And then coming through center and nodding the head yes. One more time, shake it no. And one more time, nod it yes. And then just let the head be heavy. Let those knees stay bent. Let gravity pull your torso towards your thighs. And as you hold on to the elbows, begin to swing the upper body gently like a pendulum from side to side. So the whole upper body, not just the arms, the whole torso, swing side to side, maybe a slight little wrap around the edges of those legs, creating more of a semicircle. Try to let your head hang. Try not to move the hips and then swing through center. Release your hands towards the earth. Bend the knees if you need to get your fingers down. And now looking at your toes, start to walk your hands forward. So look at your feet as you walk your hands forward. And then when it feels as though you're back in your correct downward facing dog position, just make sure your hands are even with one another, they're level. And then look back towards those feet. Press the backs of the knees gently open. Inhale, high on the toes, lifting the hips as high as they'll go as you push the chest back and lower the heels back down. Inhale, high on the toes, hips lift, push the chest back and gently lower the heels. One more time, inhale up high on the toes, hips lift, push the chest back and press the heels down. Inhale, pull yourself forward to the top of a push-up. So you're just shifting those shoulders forward over the wrists, and if you need a modification, you would simply set the knees down. But try to puff up the upper back right now. Press the space between the shoulder blades towards the sky. Pull that low belly in towards your spine, and inhale, look slightly forward. Exhale, lower down slowly. And then we curl into our cobra. So our ankles are together, tops of the feet are heavy. The back muscles are what's doing the work here to lift up. Push into the tops of the feet and inhale, come up just a little bit higher. Lower your forehead, tuck your toes. Inhale to plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bring the weight to the thumb and first finger as much as possible. Turn your big toes slightly in so your feet are parallel to each other and breathe. Good. Inhale, rise to your toes, soft knees, look at your hands and let your feet come to that space between them. And then inhale, come up to a flat back, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold chest to thighs. Inhale again, come up halfway and lengthen. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold over those legs. And one more time, inhale, look out in front of you. Grab the back of the legs now and pull yourself down. Relax the head, just let it go. Good. As you inhale, come up to a flat back, look forward, put a little bend in the knees and exhale your hands to your hips. Press through the feet and rise to standing. Feet together, hands to heart center. Inhale, circle the arms up, look up. Turn the palms out and swan dive forward over those legs. Look forward as you inhale, lengthening your spine. Plant your hands, step back to the top of a push-up. Breathe. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the nose. Keep that low belly drawn in, and as you inhale, look slightly forward. Exhale, lower with control. Curl into your cobra. Kneecaps lift. Legs are straight, toes extend back. Take another inhale, just a little higher, forehead down. Tuck the toes. Inhale, top of a push-up, and press back to your downward dog. Draw the shoulders gently back, away from the ears, lengthening through the neck. Try to press those heels gently down. Good. Inhale, high on the toes, soft knees, look forward, and bring your feet to your hands. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, circle the arms up, look up. Exhale, fold forward, lead with the chest. Inhale, look forward and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to the top of a push-up. Breathing here. You're either on your toes or on your knees. Push the earth away. Listen to the sound of your breath as it swirls gently at the back of the throat. Look forward as you inhale. Slow lower, shoulders and hips at the same time. Curl up into cobra. Lift the kneecaps. Pull the chest forward. Take another deep breath in, come up a little higher, and then lower your forehead down. Tuck your toes. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Good. On your inhale, let your right leg lift slowly up. Flex your foot, spread your toes. So look at that right foot. The toes point down to the ground, the kneecap points down to the ground. This helps to level those hips out. So you're working to inwardly spiral that upper right thigh. Inhale, come onto your left toes. Exhale, press the heel down. Inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, lower the heel. Inhale, lift onto those left toes. Exhale, press the left heel down. Now inhale, lift your right leg a little higher and take a big step forward with your right foot. So we try to walk that right foot a little closer to the right hand as we wiggle that left foot back as far as we can take it behind us. Rise to the pads of the fingers, lift the chest. How low can you sink your hips? How far back can you get that left foot to go? Keep breathing, looking out past the top edge of your mat. Find that single point of focus. Try to have the heels of your hands in line with the heel of your foot. Continue to breathe deeply in and out through your nose. Right hip is pulling back, left hip is drawing forward. Good, now bring your right hand to the inside edge of your right foot and walk your right foot out to the right. And then widen your hands back to shoulder distance width apart. And if your hands aren't quite shoulder distance, walk your right foot a little further out to the right. Lower your left knee down to the ground, keeping your right knee over your right ankle, lengthen upwards through the crown of the head. Keep melting your hips down towards the ground. Turn your right foot out 45 degrees, walk your left hand into center and just roll to the outside of that right foot now. Bringing your right hand to your inner right knee or thigh, look over your right shoulder back behind you. Keep pressing the earth away through those left fingerprints. Spiral that chest open to the right and take one more inhale. As you exhale, look down and release your right hand down. Bringing your hands back to shoulder distance apart, re-glue that right foot down, and as you pick up your left knee, step your right foot back, downward dog. Press those heels down towards the ground, push your chest gently back. And on an inhale, lift your left leg up. Watch the tendency for that left hip to lift higher than your right one. So relax your head, point your left toes down to the ground. Point your left kneecap down to the ground. Try to press that right heel down. Good, make sure your fingers are spread wide, your hands are nice and wide. Inhale onto your right toes. Exhale, press the heel down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now inhale the left leg a little higher and big step forward with the left foot. So we walk the left foot closer to the left hand. We start to wiggle that right foot back. Rise to the pads of the fingers. Gaze out in front of you. Pull left hip back, right hip forward. Breathe. Try to continually work at lengthening your spine, lengthening and pressing out through that right heel. Pull that low belly in. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, lower your right knee. Bring your left hand to the inside edge of your left foot and walk your left foot out to the left. And then bring that left hand back out. So your hands are still shoulder distance apart. Your left knee is over your left ankle, lengthening the spine. Turn your left foot out 45 degrees. Bring your right hand into center and roll to the outside edge of that left foot, but you're flexing it as you do this. So stabilize that ankle joint. Left hand to the inner left knee or thigh. Look over that left shoulder behind you. And as you spiral your chest open to the left, you're still continually sinking your hips down towards the earth. Stay on the edge of the foot, flex it. Take another inhale, twist a little deeper. Exhale, look down to the ground. Release your left hand. Bring that right hand back out to the right as you plant your left foot, lift the right knee, and step your left foot back, downward dog. Good. Inhale onto your toes. Lift your hips really high. Push your chest back and press those heels down. Inhale onto the toes. Hips lift. Push your chest way, way back and lower those heels. Relax your head here. Inhale onto the toes. Hips lift. Push the chest back and press those heels down. Good. Inhale high on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, and let your feet come forward to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, circle the arms up. Look up, palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, circle the arms up and clasp your hands. Turn your palms up to the sky, pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale onto your toes. Try to balance the weight evenly across all 10 of those toes here. Find your drishti, your gazing point. Focus the eyes. Take a deep breath in, and with your exhale, lean to the right. Inhale to center, nice slow lean to your left. On the inhale, come back up. Relax the shoulders, come a little higher up on those toes. Take another inhale, press through the palms. Exhale, lower your heels down. Inhale, press the palms up, look up. Exhale, swan dive forward over those legs. Inhale, look out in front of you as you lengthen the spine, and then plant your hands and step back to plank pose. Breathe deeply here. Pull that low belly in towards your spine. Set your right knee down on the ground under your right hip. And bring your right hand in to line up with your right knee. Now we're going to take our left foot and plant it directly behind that right foot so your right toes point to that left arch. And turn your left big toe in just a little bit. So the sole of the left foot is flat on the ground and your right toes are pointing to the arch of your left foot. If you need a little bit more balance than that, your right foot can come back a little bit behind you like a kickstand. Look at your right thumb now and take your left arm, reach it all the way up. Tuck the tail, pull the low belly in. Can you look out to the left? Can you look up to that hand and then turn your palm towards Detroit and take the arm over the ear? Try to keep reaching those fingers forward and upward so that your whole left side is a long diagonal line. Good. Inhale, reach your left arm to the sky. As you exhale, look down and lower your hand down. Widen your hands back to shoulder distance as you lower your knee down. Inhaling the chin and the tail. Come on. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin and round the back. Neutral table. Left knee is already under the hip. Bring the left hand in to line up with it. We come up to the right fingerprints. We straighten the right leg and we pivot and plant that foot directly behind the left. If you need the kickstand, the left foot is behind you. Otherwise, everything's in a straight line. Look at your left thumb and reach your right arm to the sky. So look at your left fingers. Make sure that they're gripping your yoga mat. Right arm straight up in the air. So take that right arm straight up to the sky. Look at your thumb if you can. Turn your palm forward now and take the arm over the ear. Keep spiraling your chest, open to the right. Tailbone is tucked, low belly drawn in. Good. Take an inhale and the right arm lifts up. As you exhale, look down, lower the hand down, lower the knee down, bring your hands back to shoulder distance. Inhaling into cow. And exhaling into cat. Neutral spine, hands crawl forward a little bit, toes tuck under, take it back to down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up to the sky. Exhale, right foot steps forward. So staying up on those back toes, wiggle that left foot back as far as it'll go. Rise up to the pads of the fingers, lifting the chest away from the thigh. Finding that place of stability, and on an inhale, start to lift yourself up, circle the arms up, sink your hips down. Try to keep that right knee directly over that right ankle, lifting the chin, opening the throat. Take another deep breath in, really stretch it back, and as you exhale, lower your fingerprints down and straighten your right leg as best you can. You may find you need to walk your hands back to straighten your right leg. Try to stay on the ball of your back foot and don't step the left foot closer. Keep that really long stance. Now draw your right hip back and your left hip forward and fold over the legs. Look at your left big toe. Inhale, lift the chin, and as you exhale, rebend your right knee, plant both your palms, and step the right foot back to the top of a push-up. Look forward as you inhale, and lower slow as you exhale. Inhaling into your cobra, shoulders down, neck is long. Take one more inhale, lower the forehead, tuck the toes. Inhale, slowly press up and back to downward dog. Good, inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Walk that left foot out to the left. Wiggle that right foot back as far as it'll go. Square your hips to the top of your mat. Keep your left hand on the outside edge of your left foot here. And when you're ready, start to slowly lift up, arms stretch up, chin lifting up as you sink those hips down. Shoulders relax down, away from the ears. Take another inhale, reach, reach, reach as you exhale. Release the fingers down. Straighten your left leg now as best you can. Roll the weight to the inner left foot. Walk the hands back if needed. Now inhale, lengthen the spine, draw the low belly in and start to fold over those legs. Relax your head. Left hip drawing back, right hip moving forward. Good. As you inhale, lift the chin and come back into that low runner's lunge. Plant both palms. Left foot steps back to meet the right. You're at the top of a push-up. Look forward as you inhale and lower slowly as you exhale. Inhale, send the chin forward as you lift through the back of the head. Take another deep breath in and lower your forehead. Tuck your toes. Inhale to plank. Exhale, either up to down dog or back into child's pose if your body is requiring that rest in that position. And just breathe here. Good. If you took child's pose, coming back up to downward facing dog. Inhale up onto the toes, soft knees, look forward and let your feet come to your hands. Inhaling to a flat back. And exhale, fold chest to thighs. Inhale, circle the arms up, lift the chin and look up. Exhale, bring your palms together, your hands at your heart. Lift your right toes away from the ground and try to fan those toes out as much as possible. So don't lift the heel, just the toes. Don't lift the ball of the foot, just the toes. Good. So we've taken up space with that right foot. Relax the toes down and come on to the ball of your left foot. Bring your hands to your hips. Slide your left foot in right next to your right foot. Draw the low belly in towards the spine. Inhale, pull your left knee into the chest and flex that foot. Try to lift through the crown of your head. Slowly extend that left leg straight. Push out through the heel. Rebend the knee. See if you can pull it up into the chest a little more, and then reach your left hand for your left knee. Start to move your left leg out to the left as you transfer your hand to the inside edge of that knee. And if you want more of a challenge, look over your right shoulder. Good. As you inhale, look forward and bring your knee back to center, left hand to the left hip. Take another deep breath in and lower your left foot down. Pick up your right foot and give your right leg a gentle shake. And then set your right foot down. Take a moment. Feel the weight settle evenly into both of your feet. Lift your left toes up, fan them out. Relax the left toes down. Come onto the ball of your right foot and bring your right foot in next to your left foot. Draw the low belly in as you lift through the crown, and now inhale, draw your right knee into your chest. Trying to keep your hips as level with one another as possible, so don't let your right hip lift higher than your left. Send that right leg out straight. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, rebend the knee, lift the knee a little higher, and then see if you can reach for the front of your knee with your right hand, maybe pulling that leg in tighter. Start to move your right leg out to the right as you transfer your hand to the inside edge of the knee. And if you want more of a challenge in your balance, look over your left shoulder. If you looked out to the left, inhale through center, bring your knee through center, right hand to the right hip. Take another inhale, lift the knee up, and lower the foot down. Now we simply pick up the left foot, give the left leg a gentle shake, and set the feet down, hip distance width apart, arms relaxed at the sides. Take a moment, observing the body. Good, let's inhale, circle the arms up, look up. Exhale and fold forward over the legs. Inhale, look out in front of you, lengthening. Plant your palms, step walk or hop back to the top of a push-up. Good, inhale, look slightly forward, and exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Forehead down, untuck your toes. Clasp your hands behind your back here. Squeeze your hands into a tight fist. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. So try to have your palms facing each other. Now inhale, send the chin forward as you lift through the back of the head. Try not to lift your arms too high, just off the buttocks, and then send your knuckles towards your heels. Pull your heart forward. Breathe. Can you lift both legs off the ground as well? Take another inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, release down. Hands beside your chest. Press up to your knees. Take your knees as wide as your mat and sink your hips back onto your heels. Relax to your elbows and your forearms. So your arms are parallel to one another right now. Don't worry about trying to get your head on the ground. We're trying to stay up on our forearms here, because you may find that you can take your knees and go wider, pushing your hips back to your heels. So we're using those arms to really force those hips back. Relax your head down. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply here. Do you have the ability to take those knees a little wider? Keep your big toes together. Keep using those arms. Push those hips back. Now inhale, lift the chin, crawl the arms forward, bringing your hips forward until they're in line with your knees. And can those knees go a little wider? Relax your head, lift through the low belly. Good. As you inhale, lift the head. Slowly come up to your palms. Bring your knees back in. Sit back on those heels. Take a couple deep breaths here. Good, and then hands on the ground, lift off the heels, curl your toes under, and sink your hips back to those heels. Keep your toes pointing straight down as you walk the hands back. Maybe you can walk your hands up onto your thighs. Maybe you can shift all the weight back into the feet by leaning back into the hands. So you're either hands on the ground in front of you, hands on your thighs, or hands behind you. Once you've chosen a place to take it, close your eyes. Try not to fidget. Send the breath down to those feet. Good. If you've leaned back into your hands on an inhale, slowly bring your hands to your thighs. Bring your hands to the ground in front of you and lift your knees off the ground. Widen your knees now as you bring your heels together. So widen your knees. So bring your knees apart. We're up on our toes. Walking those hands back in a little closer to the feet. Keep those knees nice and wide as you stretch out those toes even more. So the knees are off the ground. Good. How far back can you walk those hands? Do you need the hands on the ground? They can come up onto the thighs. Hands can come to the heart. Mulabandhasana. Take another deep breath in, and with your exhale, hands back to the earth. Bring your knees forward. Set your heels down as you straighten your legs and fold over those legs. Inhale, lift the chest, walk your fingers forward about a foot or so in front of those feet. Lean a bit of weight into your toes so your hips come forward over your ankles. Inhale, lift the heels off the ground. Exhale, lower the heels, lift the toes, set the weight back to the heels. Bring the weight into the toes, let the hips come forward, let the heels lift. And then lower the heels down, sit the weight back into the heels, lift the toes. One more time. Bring the hips forward, weight in the toes, lift those heels up. And then lower your heels down. Come high on your toes, sit your hips down to your heels once again. So feet together, thighs together, knees together, walk your hands back. If you don't need your hands on the ground, they can be on the thighs. Hands can be at the heart. Take your arms and slowly extend them straight out in front of you. Start to lift the hips away from the heels. Coming all the way up, high on those toes, and then lower the heels down. Turn your palms to face each other. Inhale, lift the arms up. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Catch the underside of that left wrist with your right hand and lean to your right. Let that left foot take weight. Take your right leg out to the right. Flexing the foot, spreading the toes. Good, let's lower that right foot down. Inhale, come through center, release that left wrist. Shoulders relaxed. Grabbing the underside of the right wrist with the left hand, we lean to the left. Take the weight into the right foot. Move that left leg out to the left. Take another deep breath in. Lower the foot down. Inhale to center. Separate the hands. Inhale, lift the chin, look up. Exhale, lean the upper body back, open your throat. Inhale to come up, reach forward and fold all the way down. Bring some weight into the toes, pull your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, look out in front of you, fingerprints on the floor. Let's come onto our toes so we can lower our knees down to the ground, set the tops of the feet on the ground, and try to point your toes straight back behind you. Take your hands just behind your feet, lean back into the hands, and try to pull your knees up off the ground, stretching out the tops of your feet. How high can you lift those knees? Comfortably, cautiously. Can you balance on the feet? Maybe the hands can leave the ground, maybe hands to the heart. Lower your knees down and come all the way down into child's pose. Take a few deep breaths here. Place your hands on either side of your head and straighten your arms. Make two fists with your hands and bring those fists in between your knees. Wrap your hands around your upper arms above your elbows, and then keeping your knees under your hips, bring your elbows forward so you're under your shoulders. So walk your elbows away from your knees the length of your torso. So elbows under shoulders, knees under hips. Swing your hands forward and make a fist with your hands, a tight fist. Tuck your toes under, look back towards your feet. Inhale, lift your knees and lift your hips to the sky. Press your heels gently down. Inhale, bring your shoulders forward and let your chin come past your fists. Exhale, press back. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to press back. And continue through a few more rounds of dolphin. See if you can do 3 more. When you've completed that third one, gently lower your knees, untuck your toes, take it back to child's pose. Place your hands on either side of your head and slowly straighten your arms. Again, 2 fists with the hands in between the knees. Hands wrap around the arms right above those elbows. Same setup as before, elbows under shoulders, knees are under hips. This time, as you swing your hands forward and clasp your hands, so John, reach further with your hands so your elbows are closer together. Make a basket so the heels of the hands come apart, but keep your fingers interlaced, Claudia, but just open those hands up. So there's a little space there. Take your head now onto the ground, not onto your hands. And you want your hands to cup the back of your head. So try not to widen your elbows here. They should still be the same distance that they were apart. So do me a favor, remeasure your elbows. I'm sorry, I don't know your first name. Wendy, bring your elbows right in for me. So wrap as far around with your fingers as you can, and now take those elbows back down. Keep those elbows locked in place, and now make your basket with your fingers. Good. And now let your head come down onto the ground. Now as your head rests on the ground and you're pushing into your forearms, so John, let your head actually come onto the ground. Pull your shoulders up and back away from your ears. So this might be enough for some of you. If you want to take it further, head is on the ground, tuck the toes, and lift those knees off the earth. If you're feeling pain in your head, set your knees down. If you can walk your feet closer to your face, keep walking your feet in. How close to your face can you get your feet? Keep walking them in, keep walking them in, keep pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Can your hips come forward over your shoulders? Can you pull your right knee into your chest and breathe? Set your right toes down. Can you pull your left knee into your chest? If it's feeling really strong, can both knees pull into the chest? That's your step to get to your headstand. So if you can hold both knees into the chest, then you're ready to start to take the knees slowly up to the sky. But keep your shoulders away from your ears. So Claudia, bring your elbows back in again. They've gone really wide. Pull the shoulders up and back away from those ears. Good. Let those toes come down to the ground. Untuck your toes, sit your hips back onto your heels. Relax in child's pose for a few breaths. Good, so let your hands come to either side of your head, push into your palms and just straighten your arms. Bring your thighs together. Take your head onto the ground as close to your knees as you can get it. And with your head resting on the ground, grab your heels with your hands. So hold those heels nice and tight. Chin is tucked right into the chest, so try to come onto the top of your head. And now on an inhale, let your hips lift away from your heels, nice and slow. Feel that stretch in your neck. Good. Hold those heels tightly. Keep breathing. Take another inhale, lift those hips up, up, up. Exhale, let your hips come back down. Place your hands on your thighs and slowly press yourself up. Let that weight just descend. Let the blood flow down away from the head and the face and the neck, and roll over to one hip. Let your legs come around. Draw your knees into your chest. And then let the soles of the feet touch as the knees come apart. So you can hold your shins, your ankles, your toes as we start to flutter our knees and butterfly. Tiny little movements to start. Make the movements a little bigger. And a little bigger still. Keep lifting upwards through the crown of the head, shoulders relaxed. And start to make those movements a little smaller now. And smaller. Tiny little fluttering movements with the knees, and now stillness to those legs. Inhale, lift through the crown and start to move the chest forward. So when your chest can't go any further forward, let your head relax down. Close your eyes. Breathe as deeply as you can. Good. As you inhale, slowly come all the way up. Bring your hands to the outsides of the knees. Let your knees come back up and extend those legs out straight. Remove the flesh from underneath those sitting bones. Pull all 10 toes towards you. Lift through the top of the head and inhale, lift both arms and move your heart forward. Take a grip on your feet, your ankles, your calves, whatever you can reach with a bend in your arms. Pull your chest through those upper arms and then relax your head down. Try to soften your face. Try to relax those legs, the hamstrings, wherever you're feeling that tension, that tightness. Good. As you inhale, lift the chin, and as you exhale, extend those arms. Inhale, come all the way up, palms out, circle the arms down. So making sure your feet are at the top of your mat, lie down onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest and just rock a few times from side to side. Good. Roll back to center and set your feet down on the ground with your heels close to your buttocks. Try to have your knees right over top of your ankles. Arms alongside the body, palms pressing down. Make sure there's about 2 of your own fist distance in between your 2 heels. And now flatten your low back to the ground and inhale, lift your hips up as high as you can without widening your knees. Can you walk your hands closer together? Can you clasp your hands perhaps, sliding one elbow at a time even further underneath you? So if your hands are clasped into a tight fist, press the length of both arms down. If the wrists are pulling away from the earth, press the palms flat instead. Push your chest towards your chin as much as you can. Roll the weight into the big toe, edge of the foot. Press down through those inner heels and take another inhale. Lift those hips high, rise to your toes, take your arms to a T, and slowly lower your upper back, your mid back, and your low back. Lower your heels. So your arms are out to a T. Let your knees come into your chest, arms to a T. Arms to a T. Good. Flex your feet, knees to chest. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, let your legs go to the right as your head turns to the left, and relax your feet down to the ground. So keep both arms where they are, maybe turning your palms up. Relax for a moment before you try to go further. Can your knees come a little closer to your chest or to your right arm? Maybe you want to add the weight of your right hand now to the outside of that left knee or thigh. Relaxing into this twist. Close your eyes. Soften your face. Relax the jaw. Release both hands back down to the ground. Push into both of your palms and inhale. Come through center. Change sides as you exhale. Head is turned to the right. Knees are releasing over to the left. Palms can face up or down. Take a few breaths before you go further. Try to let your chin come all the way over towards that right shoulder. Maybe the knees can come in now a little closer to the chest or to that left arm. Maybe you'd like to add the weight of the left hand to the outside of the right leg. Find that place that feels right for your body this morning and just soften there. Relax. Good. Let both your palms once again press down. Re-engage through the legs, and as you inhale, let your head and your knees come up to center. Reach for the knees with your hands and squeeze them into your chest. And now open your knees up as wide as they'll go and point the soles of your feet up to the sky, stacking ankle over knee. So keep your knees as wide as they were. Point the soles of the feet up. Keep the knees bent. Can you reach up through the legs to grab the ankles or the feet in happy baby pose? Keep your low back down. Keep your head down. Use the strength of your arms to pull those knees down. Good. Take one more inhale. Pull the knees down a little more as you exhale. Release the legs. Bring your knees into your chest. Wrap the arms around the legs. Inhale, forehead to knees. Wrap the arms a little tighter. Squeeze yourself into a tiny little ball and take one more inhale. And as you hold the breath, engage every muscle throughout your whole body. Squeeze and then release. Let go of the effort. And come down onto your back. Take your heels to the corners of your mat. Let your feet relax. Take your arms down away from the body on the same diagonal line as the legs and turn your palms up to the sky. Let your whole body become heavy. Let your whole body relax. And just take a few moments here to take rest, to let all of the work that you've just done really sink in. Relax. Begin to deepen your breathing. And as you breathe deeply, just start to bring some movement back to your fingers and your toes, to your wrists and to your ankles as you turn your head from side to side. Let your head roll back to center. Let your legs slide together, pointing your toes. Reach your arms over your head. Take a deep breath in. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And relax the arms down. Draw your knees into your chest. Hug them in with your hands and just rock a few times from side to side. And roll over onto your right side and pause. The eyes are still closed as you breathe deeply. Press into your left palm and your right elbow and make your way slowly up to seated. Take a comfortable cross-legged seat. Bring your hands to your heart. Thanking yourself first and foremost for making this time today for you. Send a silent thank you out to those who came to join you, who shared their energy with you. And we end our practice today with the chanting of Om one time. Join in if you would like. Take an inhale. The divine light within me graciously acknowledges that same divine light within you. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you have any questions, please let me know. Comments are always welcome too.